What's up, everybody? And today we are talking about God of War Laufey. So it is finally real. The rumors have been going around for a while. I already made a couple videos about him, but it's here. It's true. It's a thing that we'll be playing. Probably sooner than later. And I gotta say, after watching the 20 minutes, that I am still a little apprehensive about playing as Faye. I have nothing against her personally. I just feel like in the canon of God of War, there are other characters that I would rather play. Again, I already made a video about that, so I'm not gonna, rehash it here. But one thing I did find super interesting about Faye is that I don't remember. I'm starting to see more on like TikTok and YouTube of like clips of like them, Kratos and Atreus talking about Faye and when she was Laufey and like stories they've heard about her, but I don't remember that. So what I do remember about her is Ragnarok, where Kratos is having those visions of her and like or memories, whatever they actually are, and he's just kind of like remembering his wife, and she's like very calm and like soothing and kind of the opposite of him, right? Even though she's said to be a warrior. And so when we finally got this footage, right? Because it's not really like 20 minutes of gameplay; it's more of like cutscenes and stuff like that. So we got this 20 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, I see why Kratos likes her, right? Because she, runs into Sekhmet and Betsy, and she's immediately like, yo, put your hands on me again, and I will kill you. And he's like, whatever. And then you see at the end of the footage, right, that she's about it. She's about that life. She will throw hands. Like, she is all in. And I'm like, Kratos, you know what I'm saying? I see the vision, brother. And so that is the thing that makes me interested about this character is like, who actually is Faye, because we don't really know who she is. Like, she is ready to hop into action, but at the same time, right, she saves that one guy from his cage, even though she really doesn't have to. And when she walks into the camp, she feels some type of way about seeing like the dead creatures and that little like flying fox thing that they're like strapping up. And so it's like, oh yeah, I totally forgot. Like, we really don't know who she is. And so that is the thing that makes me interested about learning more about her character. So I was like, okay, I'm a little in, at least on her. I love the world of God of War, right? I love this so much that I bought the Sons of Sparta game. I did not like that game. I played a couple minutes and I was like, yeah, not for me. But immediately going back into the world, right, and seeing her doing her thing, I was like, oh yeah, it's so nice to be here. And like, just mythology is so cool, right? Especially like when we get into like the different types and like learning about all the rules and stuff like that. And so seeing her in this new world of like the dead gods is like, okay, what's going on? But before I get there, right, you see the combat, and it is way more like, I don't know, floaty, is way more action, DMC, which the rumors have been saying, Final Fantasy 16. And I am all about games like that. So yeah, her being up in the air, like smacking people with the sword. I'm like, okay, let's go. When she does the little Doctor Strange thing where she like knocks the person's soul out of them, kicks their ass, and the soul comes back and then they explode. I'm like, oh my god, inject this into my veins. I need it. And then when she gets with I forgot to look up the name, but the tassels, right? And then she is able to whip everybody, AOE attacks, pull people in. I'm like, okay, like, I'm all about this combat. This combat looks sick. I might enjoy combat wise more than I did, the new God of War games. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm in. And of course, the biggest thing that everyone and their mama keeps talking about is the story stuff, right? So first thing, right, she has the little piece of wood in her hand, and she sees a mask, and she's like, oh no, a mask, like, this can't be like, this is, I thought this, this isn't what I thought it was, right? And you think about God of War Ragnarok, and Odin found a mask, and he's like, Atreus, like, there's more to, like, being a god and all this. There's like something beyond. We could figure it out together. And so I was like, oh, is that mask he found, part of a way that, other beings, older gods, used to be able to go to and from the afterlife? And you gotta imagine, let's say that power is real, that at some point, people were like, we gotta cut this off. Like, we can't allow, like, we gotta separate the realms, right? And then even the gateway that she goes through, it's like, well, how did she get through And they're like, oh, the gateway's closed. So I'm like, oh, so it does open. So like, what does that mean, right? And so it's like, oh, everything's so interesting. I'm in. And of course, the biggest thing that everybody's talking about is, of course, we are in the afterlife of the gods, plural. It's not just the Norse, right? We got Sekhmet, which is Egyptian. You got Betsy, which is Mongolian, right? You have Laufey, of course, who is no, I mean she's not technically a god, but you know what I mean. Of Norse, right? And so if you have all the gods, everybody named Mama in the same realm, people are like, oh, are we gonna see the Greek pantheon? Is she gonna run into, some of those people and be like, oh, you're Kratos' wife, and really like get into it, right? And so most people are saying Ares, most people are saying Zeus. I think the most interesting person to put into this would be Athena. I'll make a whole separate video about that. It will be up at the same time as this. But yeah, I think Athena would be the most interesting answer if we only got like one, right? But yeah, the idea of running into anyone from that pantheon is just like, oh my god, like Kratos was you thought Kratos was a demon. Now, if you didn't play the old games, like this man was beyond, I don't even know, comprehension of just how evil this dude was. But also, like, people kept fucking with him, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of not always his fault. Also, a lot of people forget that sometimes, Kratos is like, listen, we just let me pass, and there won't be no bloodshed, and people always press him, and it's like, why do you think y'all him? Like, do you not understand what this man is capable of? But anyways, all right, so yeah, I see all of this that I am excited to learn more. I gotta say, right, I'd probably be in trouble if I didn't bring up the cube, Frank. I love Jack Quaid, right? He just came off of doing The Boys, at least, in terms of like, I'm sure not in terms of like actual timeline, but timeline for us as fans. Just did The Boys, right? And so I was like, oh, cool, Jack Quaid. Do I think he's just gonna be a cube? I doubt it. I don't really think you, hire a man like that just to be a cube. So I think he will be more. Granted, will he be like a humanoid type character? I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna put in a cube just for funsies, right? But it was funny and kind of silly to see him bouncing around and like hitting people. I do have like these two ideas of like, oh, it would be so cool if like there is a perk where maybe you fall down or like maybe you're about to die, and then you can bounce off of him almost like when wrestling in the tightrope, right? And bounce back into the fight. And I also she probably does this already and I don't remember. It's just like when bouncing on top of him obviously and like slamming down, right? Would be cool. But you have the cube and you have the ribbons, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh no, two talking objects. But then I was like, oh, this is just a replacement for Atreus and Mimir, who we've already been around. So I was like, oh, okay, let me relax, not do nothing crazy. All of that said, I am excited to learn more about Faye. I am they said the sword has more importance than you think, so I'm interested to learn more about the sword and what they're going to do with Frank, obviously. And of course, Afterlife of the Gods, what does that mean? Is there a hierarchy? Like, how does that work? Are we going to run into some Greek gods? I can't wait. But at the same time, because they showed us 20 minutes off rip, like, for me, I just need like another a 2 minute trailer, right, that you would show like casual people. Maybe there's like an extra little scene in there for a couple, right, that we haven't seen, and then just give me the game. There's nothing I hate more when they just belliger what, when they just, I can't think of the word, but belabor. They just belabor the point of just like, here's the game over and over, and it's like, no, like, just give me the game, right? Like, Control Resonant, they did something, and I just skipped it for the state of play, because I was just like, I'm just ready for that game. I don't need more. So this is a game that I really hope they do, like, maybe one good trailer, like, again, 2 minutes, you're in, you're out, and you just give me the game. So, yeah. But that being said, right? Oh, actually, you know what? I'm lying. I think it's so crazy. I have to bring this up. That there are people online, of course, there are grifters and stuff like that, but there are people like, oh, God of Woke, like, you want me to play as a woman? And it's like, shut up. Like, this is Kratos' wife. This story is happening tangential to the original two games, right? Because who knows how time works in the afterlife. And then I'm so glad it's not a prequel. I thought it was going to be a prequel. I'm so the fact that it is running, parallel to the story that we already know, okay? And then it is in the afterlife of the gods. So it is filling out this world and just telling us more of like what's really going on. And so it's like, all right, cool. Like this is all cool. This is like the right way to do like another person's story, and just for people to be like, "Oh, I don't, you want me to play as a woman?" It's like, get out of here. Also, I know that those same people have played other games that they're definitely a woman in and didn't complain. And so it's just like this weird like, oh, I need attention, I need clicks, I need views and all that other stuff. It's so odd, like it's crazy. And I I was saying this in someone else's comments, like I feel like it's, especially if you're a man, sorry, but like if you're a dude online being like, I can only play games with dudes when I'm talking to other dudes, like that just comes off as so gay to me. Like, well, do you not like women, like in general? Like, what's the issue, bro? And so I don't know. That's just me. Maybe that's wrong, but I said it. I personally like, give me an RPG. Usually, I make a female character. I don't mind being a baddie. So I'm excited for this. Right? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Will you play this? Will you not play this? Do you want more? Do you not want more? All of that stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, peace.